And we are in the middle of the 16th Mishnah in the third Perek, which is Rabbi Akiva still talking. We learned yesterday about the fact that everything in this world is given to us as a form of a collateral. That there's a store open. We said the example of the Amazon store, that by the time you pick up the item, it's already in the cart. By the time you walk out of the store, you already paid for it. So the Rabbeinu Yonah taught us that life is the same way, that every mitzvah, every avir that we do, the moment we finish the action, it already is on our account, quote unquote. Obviously, if we do tshuva, we can wipe away the avira, but until then, it is sitting there. And continues the Mishnah, anyone who wants to borrow can come and borrow. What does that mean? Says Rabbeinu Yonah, permission is given to each person. You can do what you want. Hashem does not force you to do anything. You make your life's decisions. The fools, they think, why were they created? Just to get benefit, just to get pleasure. The righteous know all their thoughts and all their pleasures. It's all to mekayim hamitzvah. And each person chooses a place for himself. And praiseworthy one who chooses the good. I'll just point out one line over here. Realize that Rabbeinu Yonah said that the tzaddikim, all their machshavos and all their hana'os are for the right reasons. Meaning, getting benefit, getting pleasure is not the problem. The question is, what is your focus? If your focus is the pleasure for the pleasure itself, that's a travesty. If your focus is the pleasure for a greater purpose, l'kayim mitzvahs, whether it's sometimes the vacation is necessary, sometimes the relaxation is necessary, sometimes the break is necessary, because it's all there to fuel the next stage in your avodas Hashem, then it is a beautiful thing. And continues the Mishnah Vagabayim, and the collectors, the collectors go around each and every day. In Shemayim, they're constantly examining the actions of man. Shenemar, as the Pasuk says, Vasifkadnu labakarim, Leida to know Yuladia Mahim Oisim, to know what they are doing. V'nifraim min Adam, and they collect for a man, Bein Ladaitai, Bein Shalai Midaitai. They don't ask in heaven whether you agree to their collection. What does that mean? Says Rabbeinu Yitzhak, Ketzad Ladaita. What does it mean that if we have knowledge of this collection from heaven? This means when you know and you remember that you didn't have Eira. And when the punishment comes to you, Makir, you recognize, Umashkiach, excuse me, and you're aware, that Aveira. Sometimes something happens, and you think about it for a moment and say, hey, I realize, you know that happened? Because I made this mistake, because I did this problem. Va'ashrav, and praiseworthy, and it's a wonderful thing that you come and you say that Hashem, you're righteous, the din, the judgment is correct, because you realize you made a mistake. And what does that cause? The chayzer b'tshuva, causes you to do tshuva, and then you'll get a kapara from your avira. That's when it says l'daitai. What is shaloi l'daitai? Shaloi l'daitai ketzad, what does it mean when you're paid back without your knowledge? Says the Rabbeinu Yonah, Kigoyin, for example, she'yisurim b'ayin alav, that one gets yisurim. Something bad happens to a person. What does he say? He doesn't think about the mistakes he made. And some think, some Rahman think, why is this happening to me? What, Hashem made a mistake? I didn't deserve this. They say, we're righteous. We never sinned. And why are we getting this punishment? And Rahman al-Islam, such a person will die. Never do tshuva. And what's going to happen? And not only are they going to die without doing tshuva, but the worms in the grave, the teilas, will consume them. Kirshua did. They didn't say that Hashem is righteous with his punishment. The opposite. They made wicked the punishment of Hashem. It's when they said themselves are righteous. Woe is to them and woe is to their bodies, their dead carcass. Keep a sha'u begufan, because they're sinning with their bodies. Mashal melech, analogous to a king. Shamar lavdei, that he says to his servant, Lech, go out, umishkan leploini. Go out, says the king. Go out and collect the mashkan, collect the collateral from so and so. Halach, he goes umishkanai. Again, I lend you $1,000,000. You give me your car as a mashkin. You don't pay back the $1,000,000. What do I tell you? Give me back the car. But that man says, wait, why are you taking the car? I don't owe you anything. He screams, and he wonders, why are you taking this away from me? He just has to think in his heart. That's what happens when someone gets a punishment from heaven and he doesn't think about it. However, when he remembers that he owes Hashem, he knows, then incredible musar. And we have to realize how everything in this world happens for a reason, and it's not haphazard when someone gets a punishment, etc. And they have what to rely upon, and their actions. Din MS, says the Mishnah, the din is MS, and everything is mesukan lis'uda. It's prepared for the meal. We conclude today with the words of Rabbeinu Yonah that he teaches us, Shekol te'elas hadvar malalu. What is the purpose of everything? Ein soifan v'achrisan. The purpose, their ends are for only what? Elo lahachshir ha'suda. To prepare the suda. What does it mean to prepare the suda? Excuse me. Kloimar lechaye ha'ilam haba. That the purpose of everything, of course, we know this world is not for itself. This world is only a means to get to the next world. So we have to realize that when something happens, we have to stop for a second and think, wait, why did that happen? Did I do something wrong? Is there a reason why I'm getting punished? If one does that, then everything is for the right purpose. But if one, chas v'shalom, says, why did this happen, Hashem? You messed up. I'm not deserving. Then, Rahman al-Islam, such a person could die without ever doing tshuva.